So sometimes people ask us all the time about why we do YouTube videos and why whether news happens or not and why I like doing it. Well, it's soothing. It's to get things off, and it's nice to hang out with friends and just goof off and and make whatever the crap you want to make. See something about whatever you come up with, the ideas that we come up with, and then we film it, and then we see it all edited together, and we could say, hey, we made that, and it looks good, and it looks cool. Some of them look good. I'm not gonna, there's some that are like, yeah. Anyways, but that's what I tell them, is the fact of it's soothing, and with the different things that we do, we have a long time from work, or when we're in school, long days at school or whatnot, it's nice to get away from a little bit, from reality a little bit. Go on, just bring out your camera, bring some friends that you have, and just film and have fun while doing it. Red Hood has always been he's kind of been like the little mascot of whether news happens or not. He just keeps popping up everywhere. And it's just like, hey, what should we do? Yeah, I don't know. Let's do something with Red Hood. Okay. Why not? And Red Hood is so, like, Horrors of the Past, that was actually supposed to be a Batman film. It was originally supposed to be a Batman film. Got into it. And I just remember texting Trace, and I was like, hey, hear me out on this. But I feel like it would make a lot more sense, because of how the dialogue is if it's Red Hood. And Trace texted back going, yeah, it does. So, we went with that. But Red Hood just kind of bounced across and different stuff. And it always started out with people always saying that I would look like I would play a Red Hood. I could play a Jason Todd. It's always happened. And I've always liked Red Hood because he just looks cool. You only live twice. That's a saying, because he died and then he came back, whatnot. But he's always just been cool. His helmet's always been cool. His wardrobe has always been cool. He's a little bit of a crybaby, but other than that, I mean, he's like Dean Winchester from Supernatural, but I enjoy him. He's really cool, and I've always liked playing him. He's always been a fun little character to play, because I've always liked Red Hood. He keeps bouncing around everywhere in our videos. We always just kind of bring him up everywhere. TK42, who cares? That video came out from a robot chicken thing. If everyone knows me, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Go watch the Salth Jarrde video. I start talking about it a lot there. And I start talking about it in a lot of videos of how much I'm a Star Wars fan. I don't really care. Make fun of me if you want to. Yeah, I don't do whatever. Stormtrooper was fun because I made this costume for a clone trooper. And then I made the helmet. And I was like, hey, we should do a funny video with a Stormtrooper. And just do like a funny little skit. And we did. It was funny. It was pain. Trying to get all the voices and all that junk. It was stupid. And I remember that day, but I remember when I got there, I had the whole costume ready, and I didn't have my thigh pieces, my thigh armor. And I was like, well, it's going to look funny, but at least it'll somewhat work. And it did. Everything was fun. But I just thought it was funny. It was a nice little iconic character of a Stormtrooper. And there is a short film that I wrote a long time ago, and then I redid it, and then I redid it again to make it a lot more better. It's called TK42. I still kind of want to do it, but we need to get actors first and get everybody in it, because it's a nice little story with a Stormtrooper. The reason why he's kind of iconic and really, yeah. He was our very first made-up superhero, and the reason why he was made up was because of a school project that happened a long time ago that everyone in the class voted on whose script we were supposed to... I don't really remember. I just remember people voting on whose script we should all film as a class. And then this one girl got her script voted. Her script got voted out of everybody's. And it was some like weird thing about some guy writing. He writes stories, and then he can never figure out the endings. And he goes to sleep, and his stories are like popping up in his head. But when it gets close to the ending of the story, it like fades away and goes into the next thing. It was really badly, poorly made. I feel like if me and Trace did it, we could make it look a lot better, if I'm going to be brutally honest. But then again, that was freshman year of high school. And I'm pretty sure that was, our first I think it was our first semester or something like that, wasn't it? Yeah. And second semester, yeah. Mm-hmm. But it was like our first kind of made-up superhero character, because in one of the stories, there's another thing that they voted on was they like picked people out from. I remember they like voted people of who plays who, and I remember Trace got voted to play the nerd. I got voted to play the superhero Brandon, something like that. Got voted to play a prince, whatnot, and then John got voted to play a serial killer. And then females got played females. I really don't remember their names. Sorry. But I thought it was cool because they're kind of first made up little superhero character. So I made this costume for that film because I'm still a costume maker, but back then too. And I like playing Arrow because Arrow is so cool. He is my favorite CW thing. It's the first thing that showed up, and I really love this show. I like season 1 and season 2. Everything, all the other seasons were complete trash. Hate to say it, but it's the truth. Gonna be brutally honest. But I just like season 1 of Arrow, and I just thought Arrow was cool. And with the Versus video, the first Versus video that we did with Arrow with Jack Gilmore and the Assassin's Creed guy, it was good. Could have been better, not gonna lie. Probably could have done the effects better and did some of the other stuff a little bit better. The second Versus video was awesome, not gonna lie. That one was really cool. Arrow versus Nightwing versus Red Hood. Could have just had so much stuff going on. It was like, whoa. But it was cool. I liked it. There's not really a lot to say about Arrow besides the fact that I enjoyed playing him. He was in 2 videos. He might come for a 3rd one. Who really knows? I enjoyed playing Quicksilver. I thought it was fun. Got to make my hair look grayish and whitish, and it looked actually somewhat decent. But thing is, Quicksilver versus Impulse, and Impulse versus Quicksilver, and blah 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 blah. First, whatever, and then the second one of them is the actual like second viewed short film on our entire channel, which is pretty cool. Not gonna lie, pretty cool, and it is good. It was cool. The first one was shot all at Trace's house. The second one was shot everywhere, basically. I think it was shot a lot of places, but I think my favorite part about that shooting was when we were on the bridge. And I got to hang off the side of the bridge, and it was really cool. And there's that, what a lot of people thought was cool, but here's the truth. The truth's out there. But the scene where it's like punching, and then Trace flying into the wall, none of that was effects. That was just me behind a camera throwing rocks. Which was cool, and it looked good. It looked like the scene where like Trace hits the side of the wall and just goes poof. It looks like we threw in an effect of it just going poof. But no, it was the camera sitting there and I went basically. And I thought it was cool. Quicksilver was cool. That entire video got based off of a Ismahawk, whatever the way you want to call it, video where it was Quicksilver versus the Flash. Yeah, idea from that. And then we made it Quicksilver versus Impulse. And I'm a little tired. And I liked playing that one. Because I made this really cool Red Ranger suit that I took a lot of pictures in. I wanted to do something with it. And then we actually did a voting system. Actually, there was about like 4 voting systems that happened about that video. One voting system was who should fight this person versus this person and this person, or who should fight this person versus that person. Who would win in all of this person and this person. And it actually tied between Percy Jackson and the Red Ranger. That's why it ends the way it ends. And also because we were running out of time, so we were just like, screw it. And the other voting system was I drew out concept art of different suits I could use. Because I saw one of a Red Ranger, and it was the Red Zeo Ranger. And then I thought about the design of it, and I was like, that's pretty cool. So I started going off of different ones. Like, one of the designs was a Green Ranger. There was the Zeo Ranger that was still there that I redrew. Jason Scott's Red Ranger. The Blue SPD Ranger, and then the Silver Titanium Ranger. And out of all of that, it was between the Blue SPD Ranger and then the Jason Scott's Red Ranger. And then after a while, I was sitting there thinking about, I was like, it'd probably be easier just to do the Red Ranger because he's more iconic. A lot of people don't really know what SPD is or even care. You see, Jason Scott, you're like, oh yeah, he was the Red Ranger. Simple as that. So, went on with that, and the video was phenomenal. I think that's actually one of our best versus videos ever. Really cool. Go check it out. Really brutal. Not gonna lie. Like, someone gets their head cracked in a door. The other one gets their neck cracked on a stairwell. The Red Ranger almost beats someone to death. Someone gets stabbed through the throat. Yeah, it's pretty brutal, I'm not gonna lie, but it's awesome. Nuka, which, not gonna lie, I want to do a part 2 to it. That's what we were just discussing just a second ago. I really do like to. A lot of people gave us crap about that video because they were like, this is not racial anything, don't take this the wrong way, please don't. People literally were like, you're not black. And I'm like, okay. This is our own version of it. It's our own kind of like, it's like our own kind of like Black Panther kind of deal. It's not even Marvel related. Completely different name, completely different whatever. We're using the same kind of suit details and different stuff, but it's like our own kind of like, sorry, we're kind of Black Panther if this was in this kind of universe. Maybe. Think of it as a parallel different universe. There you go. And the name Nuka. I kid you not, that came from Lion King. So that's out of the way. Nuka. I really did like it. We almost died when we were taking a picture up on the side of a mountain. We all almost slipped and fell off the side. It was great. And it was fun filming that one. I enjoyed it. I honestly enjoyed playing vampires. I've played a couple of vampires now. I've played, what, 2? 3? Something like that? Played 2. I might continue to play another one. I just think they're cool. Vampires and werewolves, they're just... And the werewolf that I would like to play is the werewolf that we cannot do, because it would be hard. When I think of a werewolf, I don't think of the werewolf where it's like ripped clothing, somewhat human, somewhat werewolf, and they're like... And they're like, grow, whatnot. When I think of a werewolf, I think the coolest looking werewolf was from Twilight. Because they just turn into giant wolves. That's awesome. And vampires are just cool. And I like the creepy factor that we did with vampires. But yeah, I think it's just mostly iconic because we, I'm going to tell you all this. This was supposed to be a big secret for the longest time. We're never going to do it. I'm going to be completely honest, we're probably never going to do it. But we came up with this whole horror universe back in high school where it was going to be a series. And the first episode was the beginning, where I played a vampire in. It's not Jacob Perkins, but still a vampire and different stuff like that. And then the next episode, I think Chris turns into a werewolf when he was there. Trace was going to be Frankenstein or something like that. And it was it had to do with that box. And I still played the same character from, can't remember. Blackout. Where they get trapped in the box or whatnot. And it was this whole parallel universe to where these people, when they get trapped in the box, they go into different universes. And when they go into those universes, crap happens to them. Well, the box opens back up, and they get into the real world, and there are these things. Like, my character in that, I was a vampire when I came back out, and if you hear me at the very end, I have to get the others, which is meaning I have to go get the other people to fight the demon that was in the box. And it was going to be really cool, but probably never going to happen. But yeah, Jacob Perkins, he was cool. He was a nerd at first, got beat up, turned into a vampire, killed everybody, a little bit of a creepy factor in it. Trey showed up as Dracula and was like in a little corner, act all creepy like, then walked away into the dark. And then I walked away into the dark, and that was it. And then there were some creepy bells that kind of popped up in the end. And it was like our Indiana Jones of our universe, which I thoroughly enjoyed playing, and I want to do another adventure film. But it's hard, because that was an adventure film, but it was like mostly walking around town, kind of like Lost or National Treasure, where they had to go through like different stuff with like trying to get like the Declaration of Independence and trying to find all this different stuff. And then at the very end, they went on this whole thing. I want to do an adventure film kind of like Indiana Jones. They go in and he's going through booby traps the entire time and like dealing with all this other stuff, and he has to get something, and then more booby traps happen. That would be cool. But we don't got that kind of budget. Simple as that. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Anyways, Gavin Kaiser was really fun to play. First movie ever that we've done. Actual, like, real movie. We've tried to do movies in the past. Never worked out. This was our actual movie.
Happened on accident.
Yeah. Didn't plan for it to be a movie. And then we were editing it. Turned out to be 50-something minutes. We're like, okay. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. There were some things in it that if I look on it right now, of course, I do that with every video. If I look back on it, I could be like, there's some things we could change or we could have done better. But we just didn't think of it at the time. But of course, there's that. But it was good. Gavin Kaiser, he's iconic because he's like our Indiana Jones. Revenge is my favorite video that we've ever done. Bottom line, it's my favorite video. It was made very well. The acting was good all in it. The shots all looked good, except for some parts because Maddie was covering up the microphone on the camera, but we can't really do anything about that. But shots were done well. Everything that was done well. It got a little bit cut off, and it didn't go as planned during the nighttime shoots, but it works for what we got. It goes along with the story just fine. But Glen Farrell is, it's awesome. And I'm going to say this, I've probably said it before, I really don't care. People have cried in this film. It has happened. People have watched it, and they've texted me saying, hey, this film's messed up. And I'm like, why? And they're like, it made me cry. And I'm like, good. The ending is supposed to make you cry. That was the point of it. It's a good. I like westerns. They're good. My dad, he's a big western buff. He watches them all the old westerns, and I watched a couple of them. And I just really, it just was an all-time favorite of mine. The video was just really good, well made. And Glen Farrell, he's just our iconic western revenge guy that went out to go take revenge for his family. Set back in a western. Iconic because of the fact of it's Beowulf. Simple as that. The Legend did very well. That was meant for it to be a class project. It went very well. I'm not gonna lie. I was scared half to death walking into that classroom because I knew that was the day we were going to watch the video, and I was like, for the love of God, please do not let these people laugh at us while we're showing this video in front of 20 students. That's the one thing I didn't want. Everyone gave us a standing ovation. Everyone was clapping for us. Everyone was asking us questions. People were like really in tune with it. Like, I have videos on my phone of the recording of the people reacting to it because I wanted to have it. And It was really good, but that was something really fun to film too. It sucked the water stuff because it was cold. It was cold in general. It was just not. It was actually, not gonna lie, it was actually pretty miserable because we had to stay up all night filming. It rained and it hailed through some of the shots, and we had to keep going because we had to finish this project the very next day. And the very next day, we all got up and we went to Waffle House and ate for a little bit, and then we started filming right off the bat again. Then we went to the waterfalls and then shot those scenes, and but it looked great. That's the bright side of it. So, but go watch my video about Salth Jarrde. That's all I'm gonna say. Officer Logan Johnson. He was pretty iconic because it was a goofy police film that we thought would be really funny, and we did. And it was just iconic because and then another made up character that we just kind of came up with off the bat and just kind of had fun with it. Good time. It there was a situation that happened that day that was pretty irritating, but it was taken care of and we kept on filming. Not gonna lie to you guys, expect to see more of him because I've gotten a lot of ideas from this new show. A lot of them. And the Mandalorian was really cool. The Mandalorian's an iconic character all in itself just because of that helmet. And then we made up our own. It was kind of a last minute thing, so I just threw in like some motorcycle armor gear, a green undersuit, and different other stuff. And then threw it, I had the Mandalorian helmet, it had silver, green undersuit, the scarf, silver armor, and different stuff like that. And then went on with the time of it, because the first episode of Out of Office, it's not really about the Mandalorian. You just see him come up and then do business and whatnot. We want to do an episode 2 where you see kind of more of him and what he does, and he has more armor because he's more advanced. He has more gear and different other stuff. And go check out my Instagram because I do have pictures of the armor, new and improved. It's kind of like, and for the new armor, I kept the green undersuit, the green pants, and the green shirt because I wanted to keep and the helmet. And even on the helmet, you still see the blood splatter because the reference back to the first one. And I kept the green undersuit to where it's like it's the same guy, and he keeps all that stuff, but he's just been adding on. And throughout on the suit, there's like different like little things, like there's a strand of hair, there's like a little band, there's a secondary belt with a couple of like claws, and it's just like souvenirs or whatnot, or like rewards that when he's killed somebody or whatnot. But yeah, I still want to do whether this happens or not. It's hard because it's just right now it's legitimately only me and Trace, and he works and I work, and the way how my schedule is messed up because I got put on mids, and that's why I'm completely tired right now. I just got off work a couple hours ago, and it's just hard, but I still want to do videos. We've been doing little videos like this to keep content up, and it's working, but we're not getting a lot of views like we used to get. But like I said before, we're not so much doing this for the views, we're doing this more for us, because it's kind of like a therapy thing for us. After we get done with a long day or whatnot, and we try to find a day to hang out, we shoot a video, and it's like a little therapy, and just kind of have fun and get away from everything. But I still want to do whether it's happening or not. I would like for it to grow, for more people to see us or whatnot, but the main thing is to have fun while doing it. And for the future, there's a lot of things that I would like to be playing. There's videos that I've wrote down that well, when I wrote them down, I had a specific idea for them, and it's just been harder because of actors or time-wise and different stuff like that. But, like, it's like the Stormtrooper guy I was talking about earlier. I have a Spartan film that I wrote down, a Halo film that I have wrote down, a Star Wars type film, just a bunch of different, like a Deadpool one, just a bunch of things that's going on. But it's a little hard because of the people, but we're going to try our best to do it, and then we're going to send it y'all's way so y'all can watch it. So that's it for my nice little interview.